This video will address why reading aloud with your child is so helpful and what questions you can ask while you read aloud to make sure that your child gets the most benefit out of this activity. You may wonder whether reading to your child in your home language will help them succeed academically in English. The truth is that reading to your child in your home language will benefit them in many ways. Research shows that children who develop strong reading skills in their home language have an easier time learning to read in a second language, like English. We encourage all families to read and tell stories in their home language to help children become fully bilingual and biliterate. Reading aloud is the best way to prepare children to become great readers themselves. It gives children a model of what strong reading sounds like. Reading the words correctly, at the right pace, with changes in voice or expression when something is scary or surprising. Later, children will mimic these reading skills when they read aloud. When someone reads to a child in this smooth, fluent way, it helps the child understand the story, and comprehension is one of the most important goals of reading. Reading aloud also introduces children to new words, as well as grammar and language structures that they're not used to hearing in speech. This can help them expand their vocabulary and become stronger readers and writers. Spending time each day reading aloud or telling stories aloud is also a wonderful way to devote one-on-one attention to a child. Centering the quality time around the activity of reading can help foster a lifelong love of books. One thing to keep in mind is that as you read aloud, you should be talking with your child about the story. By asking questions along the way, you can help keep them interested and check to make sure they're understanding. Before you begin a new book, you can read the title, look at the cover, and ask your child what they think it is going to be about. Then ask why they made that prediction. This helps get their brains started before you even begin the story. Next, you can flip through the pages of the book and have your child look at the pictures and brainstorm what else might happen in the story. One really important step in reading aloud is connecting the book to your child's own life experiences. So if you discover that the story you're about to read is going to be about a character's first day at school, you can ask your child if they remember their first day at school. How did they feel? This can help the story come alive and help them build empathy for the character. Keep the conversation going as you read the book. Making predictions or guessing what is going to happen next is a very important skill in reading. When you read about a character who faces a problem, you can ask your child how they think the character will solve it. When you read a word that you know your child may not understand, make sure to pause. For example, if you read this line from a story, "He was astounded," you could stop and ask your child, do you know what astounded means? If they don't, you can offer a synonym. Astounded is like surprised. You can also give other examples. Remember when we had that surprise party for your sister? She was pretty astounded, right? Also, help them visualize the story. For example, wow, Max's room turned into a forest. Can you imagine if vines started growing out of this ceiling and this floor became dirt and the walls became trees all around us right now? How cool would that be? Talk about interesting parts of the book or moments full of emotion. Pause and ask your child, what do you think the character was feeling? What would you have done or felt in that situation? After you finish reading, you can ask your child what their favorite part of the story was and why. Another good strategy is to connect the story to another book they have read. For example, this story was about a family getting ready to have a new baby. Remember when we read Peter's Chair by Ezra Jack Keats? Did this story remind you of that one? In what ways are they similar? You can also help your child think about important themes from the book. This book was about friendship. Why was it hard for Giselle and Sandra to be friends at first? What helps them become closer? What does that tell you about making friends? The most important thing to do, though, is to connect and talk with your child while you read. It's not the book, but the connection and conversation between parent and child that is the most important part of reading aloud. So have fun and enjoy your time together.